Hey everybody, Ron here. I know it's been a while since I did my last Solodark session. I've had a couple of hiccups along the way, but I am back here recording my third session. We have Denton, the Ranger. He has Sana, his female dwarf companion. There was a layer of the Golden Warlord that we were pursuing. We did a little journeying, had an encounter basically outside of the caves where the layer is with an orc patrol, um, and decided that even though we survived, we didn't want to take the risk of being overwhelmed by orc forces, so we went back to town. Town, we decided, was named Keyport. Keyport is a river city a few miles inland from the sea, but it is a port city. Um, and, it's a small city. I determined that the party, Denton and Sarna, are staying at a place called the Troll's Hand. It healed up. We heard some rumors, found an interesting rumor about the Tomb of Queens to pursue the Tome of Thought and Subtlety. And the background was that a family of noble women who were masters of magic are buried there. And then, like, the witch who we have to bypass is likely connected to that family or what have you. And that's where we stopped the session. Now, I have decided that it would be in our best interest to have a hireling. Shadow Dark does not have hireling rules by default, but some enterprising folks have made some rules, and so that is what we're going to look up today. Because here's the deal: I have 4 slots available. A house rule that Sana has 6 slots available, but it would be nice to like have a torchbearer who would have some more slots available, and then we won't be preoccupied carrying the torch, and this person can help us with other menial labors and that kind of stuff. So there was a supplement made. It's called Friends in Dark Places. Jordan Rudd made it way back in 2023. He may have updated this, but anyway, he did a good job. I am looking for a hireling. And what you do is you decide upon what you're going to pay hirelings that's going to affect your loyalty bonus when you're trying to hire them. And it also will affect their morale and so on and so forth. I have 18 gold to my name, which is plenty. A hireling by default pay 5 silver pieces per day. If I want to be generous, I can pay them 1 gold piece a day or 5 gold pieces a day. If I choose 1 gold piece a day, it'll be like a +2 hiring and loyalty check bonus. And I have enough gold. That's what I'm going to do. So, first of all, are there any hirelings looking for work in this type of thing in the hireling? I'm going to say it's likely. So, I'll be rolling my d20s with advantage. Uh-oh. That's a 6 and a 3. No. No one's really looking. Well, that's interesting. Well, this is why we roll the dice, folks. I think we're just going to go ahead and plow forward and see what happens. As I may have mentioned on the previous session, I am looking at Keyport in a similar climate as like Louisiana. So subtropical, mild winters. But this is spring, so it can get a little warm, a little humid. Otherwise, not too crazy. Do I even know where this place is? I heard the rumors. Yeah, okay. I don't need to roll for that. We'll just say yes. So we're gonna go on a little journey here. I got 3 rations. I need a light source. This one. All right. I need to go shopping. So stand by. All right, we're back. So I bought a lantern, flint, steel, and 2 flasks of oil. I'm carrying everything but the second flask of oil that Sarna is carrying that. So I have one slot open and Sarna has 5 slots open. And we're going to go and attempt to find this place, this Tomb of Queens. I think we're given some general directions. I may have to do my rangery things to get a better idea of where things are. So with navigation, I have advantage on checks associated with that because of my wayfinder ability. And the rumors gives some various landmarks, you know, a stone here, a hill there, a stream here, that kind of stuff. I think I'm pretty familiar with the surroundings, even though I'm going probably a few days out. Actually, how many days I'm going out? We're gonna roll a D4, and actually the number of hexes. We'll roll a D4 and add 1. 4 plus 1. 5 hexes out. Traveling, I believe we're gonna do 2 hexes per day, if I remember correctly. That sounds about right. We can travel up for 8 hours per day, and walking time per hex is 4 hours. Yep, so 2 hexes a day. So this will be, I'll get there on the 3rd day. So walking across the hex takes 4 hours. So I'll be checking 4 times every day because we're dealing with risky areas, I want to say. Let's see. Are we dealing with risky areas? Well, the first hex is going to be risky. Okay. All right. And then we do not have an encounter. Second 8 hours, we don't have an encounter. Let's see. What is the new hex? We're going to decide using the hex crawling rules. They don't have hex crawling rules, but overland hex maps rules, which is what I've been using. So we started, basically, I'm considering it, this was kind of close to the city, grassland. And then what you do is you roll 2d6 to determine the new hex details, which I don't really know. We're going to roll 2d6. So we started in grassland. 7. Same as current terrain, so more grassland. Danger level is unsafe, even safer. So we're only gonna need to check. We'll check twice. 1 and nope. I think unsafe you only check. Unsafe you check every 3 hours. 3 and then like I'll consider that second roll is a thing. So we got a random encounter in grassland, and I'm going to use the random encounter tables in Solodark, and we'll roll percentile dice. Actually, I mean, it's my game, so I'm going to do what I want. So one thing I like about some of the Iron Sworn charts is that like you roll percentile dice and just kind of they encourage you to read the dice either way to see what kind of results you get. So that's a 5 and a 0. So it could either be 50, which is 2d6 bandits on horses drive a herd of bison toward a cliff, or 5, a baby mammoth flees a pack of 2d6 wolves. No, I'm just gonna go with the original thing. All right, so it's interesting enough. 2d6 bandits, 1 and 5, 6. They are driving a herd of bison toward a cliff. I don't know why. What is their initial attitude? 10. 10 initial attitude. That's really good for me. Reaction check 10. They are curious. So not friendly. I'm still being careful. If they're curious and they're driving bison, I'm gonna say this. They're bandits, but they're not necessarily hostile to travelers or whatnot. They're bandits in the sense of they're a rogue band of people that live together that are a little outside of the law, but they're not, super violent or anything like that. Let's see. Denton is cautious, but do I know about this group of bandits? We're gonna say 50-50, so we're gonna roll the die. 12, that's a yes. Okay. So I know about this group. I know that they live outside the law, but they're not violent. And as they're herding the bison, probably to hunt, right, just to take care of themselves. Well met, I say. And they say, whoa, one of them stop horses and says, well met as well. Actually, there's no reason for them to stop. If we're not doing anything to them, they're just kind of, they're not really going to do anything to us, are they? Let's see. Are they interested? Really, are they interested in this conversation? Maybe they're not. I'm just going to say unlikely. So yeah, they're not interested in this conversation. So just kind of generally acknowledge us, and they keep doing their thing. I don't particularly care, so we're going to keep going. We're going to set, and we're going to go ahead and make camp. I'm going to make a camp. Do I find a suitable place? I'm going to default to a 12 out in the wild, and it's unsafe. So this is what I'm going to do. So if an area is unsafe, I will say that the DC is 12. If it's risky, I'm going to say the DC is 18, right? So 12 is my baseline for unsafe. So I need a 12. This will be wisdom, but I'm rolling with advantage. No problem, 17. Okay. So I find a suitable place for us to camp for the night, and so we do that. And this is unsafe. Unsafe, you roll every 3 hours. We'll just roll a couple of times. 3, we'll roll, and 5. Okay. And nothing happens. We move on to the next day. New hex. Roll 2d6. 6, which I know is the same result. So more grasslands, really interesting. It is also, I think that is unsafe as well. Yep, 2 and 3 is unsafe, so no problem. Unsafe, no problem. Every 3 hours, we'll just roll once, no problem. All right. Next hex is going to be 1, safe. So this is really easy. Hex number 4, which by the way is, so we've had grassland, 8, same as grassland. Okay. So when I see grassland, I'm not assuming it's plains. It's primarily just a dominant terrain feature. You can have light forests as well, and bushes and whatnot, but just like it's not thick forest, or like, you know what I'm saying. All right. We got to sweep again. So a safe, gonna be 9. Wisdom check, rolling with advantage, no problem. And then for safe, I'm gonna roll once for posterity. Because even with safe, there's a chance of something happening. 5, no. Okay. We have gotten the area of the Tomb of Queens. And I'm imagining that it's down in this small valley, and it's kind of obscured from normal sight. The entrance is nothing grandiose. Basically, it looks like a cave entrance, except that there's a carving, a female head. It's female because the features are softer, and the stone hair is a little longer. There's a crown on it, but that's all I can really tell from it. But I'm gonna assume that we don't have company. I think it's an interesting role. It's unlikely that we that there's someone else sneaking around. I think it would be interesting if it was a yes, but we're going to go with unlikely. And that's what I get for rolling the dice, 18 to 15. So yes. What is the nature of our company? Let's roll for that. And we're going to roll on our Oracle table, our prompts table, per se. See, this is what I get for asking for trouble. 77. Except, so we could either go with a 23 or a 32. 23 is doubt. 32 is enemy, except enemy. All right. That sounds like the most interesting thing. Here's a thought. Is it an orc or two, or the orc patrol? One of the orcs tracking me down from the lair. It seems weird, but we'll roll for it anyway. Unlikely. Okay, no. All right. Now, I said the bandits, they live outside the law. Except enemy could be like they're the bandits, and the bandits were curious about me for some reason to keep dibs. Let's roll for that. We'll see 50-50 and 2. No. All right. I'm not going to be doing this all night. So what we're going to do is I'm going to roll on the prompts table again here. 26. Pursue 2. Life. Why does pursue life? Why do I feel like I want to say like, oh my gosh. Pursue life could be like the dead could be pursuing life as to end it, aka undead threat. I like that. Okay, that's what we're going with. We're gonna have to deal with some skeletons. How many skeletons, you might ask? We'll roll a d4 plus 1. 1 plus 1. 2 skeletons. Maybe they're guardians, right? All right. And just the mere presence of, this is magical, right? Arcane in the arcane tomb. Just the mere presence of sentient life, humanoid life. The skeletons, which we didn't know, they were cleverly hidden in the rock. They come out of the rock, and they're armed, they're dangerous, and their goal is to guard the entrance of the Tomb of Queens, and we have to deal with this. So this is going to be a combat. 2 skeletons are going to be they'll be interesting to deal with. I'm gonna say neither of us are surprised. I'm gonna roll side initiative. They have a dex of +0. I have a dex of +3. And then let's see here. The orange die will be me. 4 plus 3 is 7. So our side gets to go. They have short bows. They can have a short sword or a short bow. I'm gonna say, for sake of convenience, and to make this more difficult on me, that they have short bows so they can shoot from a distance. So either I'm gonna have to, well, I mean, I have a long bow. This is what I do. Fortunately for me, there's none of this, half damage, slashing or piercing damage. So we're just gonna go ahead and hide behind the nearest cover and shoot. I am rolling my longbow, which is +4. And roll a d8 plus 1. I have a luck die available, a luck token available, even though I don't have a physical thing in front of me. So that's a 14, which is a hit. For 3 plus 1 is 4 damage. Skeleton. So Sana does not have a ranged weapon except for a javelin. Or no, she has axes. All right, throwing axe. So we will straight up roll. It's gonna miss. And the skeletons are going to shoot and close. So skeleton number one, um, they don't have any intelligence to speak of. So skeleton number one is going to attack me. It's going to miss because it's a 5 plus 1 is 6, not even close to me. And then skeleton number two is going to be a 12 plus 0. So 12 is Sana as a 14 armor class, I'm pretty sure. 15 armor class, so yeah. All right. Back at the skeleton. I'm going to 4 plus 4 is 8. That's a miss. We're gonna use my luck token and we're gonna re-roll that. Great. All right, 15 plus 4 is 19. I do another 5 plus 6, 1. And the sauna is gonna close and attack. And miss completely. All right, so this may not be may have been a great idea. So skeletons are both gonna attack Shauna. One's gonna hit. No. Skeleton 11 plus 1 is 12. So both of them are going to miss Sarna as they dropped their bows and attack with their short swords. And then I am going to shoot again at the one that's still up and hit. And I will do enough damage to take it out. And then Sana's going to attack the second one and hit. With her axe, she's going to do 5 damage. And then that skeleton, they don't know anything about morale, so it's going to attack Sana. And with an 18 plus 1 is a 19 is going to hit. And do a d6 damage to Sana. 2 damage to Sana. And then finally, I'm going to attack the skeleton, hitting with a 14, doing 6 damage and dealing the killing blow. So, we're going to end here at the entrance of the Tomb of Queens. And hopefully my next session will be up sooner than this one will. Sorry about that, folks. I wasn't sure how it was going to go over, but the videos did well. So I'll keep on doing this, at least for a little while yet. Thanks for watching, and until next time, see you later.